Burn Live, y'all. Marijuanically keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers' eye red, keeping underage, smoking off social media, killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with your friends and family, starting a cannabisation. I welcome everybody to the show. Y'all, it's been a hard 3 weeks. Trying to put something together, trying to put things together, but so far so good. I done got through the fight. I done got through the struggle. We're here. We're here. So I can honestly say that a lot of things that I've been trying to work on and what I've been trying to work on the last year, I can actually go forward and try to work on and get into and start my little grow house, get the grow house up and running. I've been wanting to do that with y'all for a minute. I've been wanting to do that with y'all for a minute. And now I do have an opportunity, I have a chance to do it, and I will be taking full, and I do mean I will be taking full responsibility of trying to some of these jobs and businesses. And hey, anybody that's out there watching, hopefully one day soon I can start one of these businesses with you. You know what I'm saying? We can all link up and get together and get into this industry and chase this bag. I've been really woken up to some people that's in my corner. And some of them don't even know they're in my corner, but I've been waking up to some people that's in my corner who have been motivating me to get back in the good spirit of doing what I love to do best, and that's just make money. You know, we all like to make money. I'm me personally, I like to make money, but I do like to create opportunity for myself. I like to create businesses. I think that's one thing I truly like to do, and I don't want to get beside myself and say I don't like to do, because I do like to do it. All right. Yeah, Vivek, I've I finally can say his name correctly now because he said it's like cake. So you said Vivek. Vivek Ramaswamy went on the Breakfast Club and they had a very good discussion. The View is worried about Trump getting back in the office. Uh, that we having a problem at the border. We had a problem with our office with the Capitol talking about, hey, look, we sitting up here, we up here trying to do our thing. We up here trying to make an agreement to cure our borders, but the Republican Party don't want to do it. Ooh. PBD podcasters. I don't want to. We finna hear in the background just a little bit of what they're talking about, not getting too deep up into their conversation, but I'm just curious of what they're talking about. So basically, he is trying to say he's trying to let us know is the more that you are family oriented, the better that you can work in the field of businesses and you have the prior procedures to look for things that are worrying, things that are concerning you and me, because you always worried about your kids. You bring that same aspects to your kids to the workplace. You bring that same aspect to your kids to your businesses when you run and how you structure, and which I cannot disagree or agree because I am a single parent. I'm not with my son as much, so I cannot sit up here and say I agree or disagree, but I can sit up here and say he makes a value point. I'm so sorry on that. He makes a value point, and I can't knock his point. I'm always learning something over there on the PBD podcast. Y'all go check him out. Go like, subscribe, and share if you hear anything over there. What is this? Hold on, man. I just want to show y'all what this document show. Uh, shout out to shout out to a black conservative. Nah, I got to show y'all this real quick, cause this alone, this alone, y'all, it is what's bringing our attention to this Fannie Wilson, or whatever her name is, to the Trump case in Atlanta to see that he uh tried to commit fraud. Look at that price, Rod. That's a hell of a big price when you are known to get paid more than your counter partners. That's a lot. I'm finna rewind so y'all can hear the story. But I just seen that and I was like, what?
This morning, Georgia's Senate voted to create a special investigation committee to look into the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. Backers want the panel to learn more details about the alleged relationship between District Attorney Fani Willis and the special prosecutor Nathan Wade.
That Fatty Willis is the person that's going after Trump. She hired him to prosecute Trump. And he doesn't even have that much experience, which I guess that part shouldn't matter, because if somebody give you your opportunity, somebody's giving you opportunity, take the opportunity and run with it. That's one thing I can say, do it. But when you're getting pointed at like, hey, you're taking this money, you spending it on Fannie, it's coming out of taxpayers' money. You spending the wife's money that she's going through a divorce, and y'all was doing this why and during the divorce. All that seems like a problem, bro. And this is why everybody's making stories and bringing these allegations and stuff up.
that her office hired. Documents show the county has paid Wade now more than $680,000.
And remember this, I already got paid $653,000. And the case ain't nowhere near over. Nowhere near over.
For his work, Willis and Wade are prosecuting former President Donald Trump in an election interference case. Now, Republicans in the Senate carried the party line vote in the Senate this morning over objections of Democrats. Meantime, former President Trump now joining the effort to get DA Willis dismissed from the 2020 election case. We should note the filing does not include any new evidence, but Mr. Trump's team does accuse Willis of inappropriately injecting race into the case. The judge.
All in all, it's said. I talked about this a couple of days ago, bros. When you out here trying to go in the public space, man, you got to just look out just a tad bit for yourself and what goes on, bro. Some of that stuff looks a little unsuring. What's up? Hey, shout out to my boy. Hey, man, go check. Hey, I should go check him out too, man. He go live too. Everybody go live. Check. Hey, my live streamer family been holding it down. I've been in this computer, sitting in front of this computer all day. I'm about to be a desk junkie in a minute, y'all. For real. I'm literally about to be a straight desk junkie. I have no problem with that, child. All these doggone crises and problems that's going on, and we could sit up here and everybody could put in their 2 cents and put in their own. All right. They're claiming we got breaking news. So you know I want to go to the breaking news. Look like everybody trying to break the news too. Let's get into this and see what breaks and broken of this news.
Courthouse, where the jury will return imminently to deliver their decision. It was announced by a floor person that after what is roughly fewer than 3 hours of deliberation, which includes the lunch break, this 9-person jury has reached a verdict in this defamation trial. So in the next few moments, perhaps in the next 30 minutes, we'll find out what that verdict is. Just to remind viewers, this is a defamation trial in which E. Jean Carroll's team says the former president, Donald Trump, has disparaged her ever since she went public with her claim of sexual abuse, with a separate jury in New York found Trump liable for. And her team was asking not just for $10 million, but $12 million in compensatory damages and $12 million in punitive damages, or I should say $12 to $24 million in compensatory damages only, plus an unknown number for what they say are punitive damages to stop the former president from denying that he knew her or disparaging her at all. So the fact that it's taken fewer than 3 hours to come to this decision tells us that it's unanimous and there wasn't much disagreement among them.
Yeah, and on your point, Errol, about those punitive damages being left wide open by E. Jean Carroll's lawyers, her attorney said that Donald Trump is worth billions of dollars. Quote, now is the time to make him pay for it, and now is the time to make him pay dearly. For his part, the former president was asked about how much he's worth. Tell us a little bit more about that, Errol.
That's right. And as you know, Lana, because we've been giving you these updates throughout the court proceedings and today, the former president didn't have to testify. He didn't have to attend. But he chose to not only testify yesterday for all of 4 minutes, but he showed up today. However, during closing arguments from each.
Okay. So as y'all, I learned how to do this, put titles. So anytime. I apologize. Anytime somebody come in here and they see the white up under my name, that's basically what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna try to remember that we can do that. I'm gonna try to keep us updated with stuff like that. I think that'll help us out. So basically, they want Trump to pay up. This court case right here is not even gonna make Trump, bake Trump. It's not even gonna put him into, like, put it like this: mega Trump supporters do not care. Democrats care because it's another way to make him look bad. It's a way to, put him into the spotlight. And, hey, look at here. He was guilty of this crime with this lady. Look, he got to pay this money. So Trump pay up. Basically, this article right here and what we're watching is about Trump pay up.
Jean Carroll's lawyer, when Miss Kaplan, the lawyer's name, was making the point that he acts as if the law doesn't apply to him and that damages need to be levied against him to stop him from disparaging Miss Carroll, he stood up and left the room, breaking court decorum. He returned for Miss Hubbard's closing argument on his behalf, but we understand that within the past hour, he also left the courthouse and has departed this location here in southern Manhattan. We know that through deposition video that was shown to the jury as evidence, he believes that not only is he worth the several billion that Forbes has reported his value at, but he says in this deposition video, which he yesterday said he completely agrees with, that his brand is worth significantly more. The Trump brand, he even said the Trump brand is the reason why he was able to win the presidency. So the jurors will have factored all of that in when deciding how much the dollar amount should be awarded.
I don't even know if this is really breaking news like that. Do y'all consider this breaking news? Hell no, y'all don't consider this breaking news. Yeah, hey, okay. It's like they trying to find crumbs and turn it into cake. That's how I'm looking at this. I don't know if y'all see it like this, but I swear, I just feel like y'all just trying to find crumbs and turn it into cake. Like y'all really don't have nothing else to talk about. So what? He going to court. So what? She gonna get paid $10 million. Trump is worth what? A couple of $100 million, whatever he's worth. 10 million pay, get on with it so he can go to a Trump rally. I can't wait till tomorrow because he'll be out here in Nevada. Trump will be at a rally. I'm thinking about going live, and I wanted to see which one of y'all can get the most people up in a live chat for us, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and all of y'all that's out there, because I got a nice little audience right now. Small little audience, but whatever. Actually, I don't have nobody but X and Rumble. Hey, y'all been holding it down. X and Rumble, y'all. If y'all would like for me to go live tomorrow during a Trump rally, and show y'all, please put down in the comments, message me like, hey bro, if you're gonna really be at the Trump rally tomorrow, hit me up, because I'm really thinking about going live. I'm definitely gonna be taking my camera and learning how to get some filming in and record and do some stuff like that. But shall I go live and have a good conversation with you guys, knowing that it's gonna be loud and a lot of people are gonna be there? Man, y'all let me know if y'all want to see what else we got up here. So yeah, basically, I bet you this is where they kind of got a little bit more information right here. Watch. Jury orders Trump to pay $80 million. Yeah, see, all that stuff wasn't up there until, that's why I'm trying to see. I'm a $80 million in damages because of the brand.
against writer E. Jean Carroll, a staggering amount.
This is all coming in real time, breaking news for us. Errol, appreciate you bringing it to us as it is happening. Given that you have been following all of this, obviously we expect that we will hear something from the former president at some point, but is this a surprising number? More than $80 million in damages to E. Jean Carroll in the second trial.
Well, it's relatively stunning, Lana, unless you think about all the things we've been reporting each day during this trial. The jury has decided, after seeing everything, the testimony from Miss Carroll, the character witnesses that say that, yes, her reputation was damaged, the evidence, the professor who said it would cost $12 million to repair her reputation, and also all of the fireworks we spoke about between Mr. Trump, Judge Kavanaugh.
Bro, let me stop. Understand that he finna pay $80 million when he probably finna try to go back over and like, I ain't paying none of that shit. What's crazy to me is, and it popped in my head, I could be wrong, is that it seemed like they want to get in his pockets. It seemed like they want to get in his pocket. They seem like they want to get in the donor's pockets. Hold on.
Kaplan, Judge Kaplan, Miss Hubbard, his lead attorney, the jury did, in fact, find that did color Mr. Trump's character. And so they feel that based on what they've heard, that not only does Miss Carroll deserve the $65 million to repair her reputation, but in total $83 million to stop Mr. Trump from getting in front of cameras, from making posts on Truth Social as it relates to Miss E. Jean Carroll at all. Evidently, they did not appreciate, did not like, it did not work in Mr. Trump's favor to have that braggadocious clash with a federal judge during these quite serious proceedings. And so everything we've talked about in the past few weeks seems to be relevant in what this jury has ultimately decided.
Very interesting, Errol.
They in his pockets, baby. $80 million, bro. I mean, she gonna get it, true indeed, but guaranteed, bros. Guaranteed, bro. And look, everybody covering it too. Everybody's covering this. Everybody's covering this. I can go all the way up to the live part. Now, this is supposed to be where they live, where I think they finally talking about something different. Nope. Probably not.
We're going to call this chicken piccata. We did 400.
Oh, it's commercial. Fettuccine. Monsamini.
Means. That's right. I mean, as you mentioned, the court stopped short of calling for an immediate ceasefire, but they can order whatever they want. There is no mechanism by which they can enforce these decisions. Mostly this is a court of public relations, and already we're seeing predictably divided reactions from both sides of the conflict. The Palestinian foreign minister said the court ruled in favor of humanity and international law, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel will continue to defend ourselves, our citizens.
Now check this out. Check this out, child. All the reporters are reporting on Israel and the Ukraine war. The press secretary last night of Army Defense said that he's sending all his people to Africa. But yet again, don't nobody know about what's going on over there in Africa. Don't nobody know anything of anything, because remember the last few days that I've been covering news and stuff like that, the secretary people have not been able to open their mouth and tell us anything. Also, there has been a secret tape out of Joe Biden calling some people, but it was just an AI problem. So now the White House has an AI problem too. I'm probably one of the only people that's reporting about it, because they have been keeping it on the hush for real. I don't know too much. I just heard a report and I've been keeping up with it. I've been trying to find out more about as much as possible. Yeah, I thought they were gonna let me change it once I put that up there, but they ain't gonna let me change it, huh? Okay. So no, they're not gonna let me change it. I thought they were gonna let me change it. I really did. I thought they were gonna let me change it. So yeah, y'all, this is some of the things that are going on and are popping off out there for real. But they're not gonna let us know. You think they should let us know? You know what? They shouldn't let us know. Why? Because we over here fighting each other and marching in the streets. For what reason? I don't know. But it is really getting on my doggone nerves that we are literally over here fighting each other in the streets. We need to definitely stop doing that. I'm tired of seeing us fight each other over here in the streets for another country. And then what was brought to my attention, is that most people that are fighting over here for another country don't want to necessarily go back to that country. You're not going to go back over there to the other country and have a sit down and chill and relaxation and thinking about the things that are going on, because no. You want that freedom. You want the freedom of speech. You want the freedom to express yourself. You want the freedom to let you know why you don't want people going over there. And I understand it and I respect that. But yet again, what I don't get is all the arguing, the rocks, the name calling, all that stuff. And I get that maybe, you know what I'm saying, everybody's hearing a different story. Everybody's saying a different story. I do not like that either, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just trying to have a little music in the background. It's a little bit better. I was just trying to have a little music in the background. Yeah. And that's just my perspective of what's going on. And I said it a long time ago. I said it a while back. I said it in damn near, I said it in October, because remember, this happened a day after my birthday. I said this in October. I didn't think that all the protesting out here in America should be going on because it's going to turn into violence. We do not know how to protest and march peacefully. That's not in the nature of America. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. I think that's the bad part, that it is not in our nature, that we need to sit up here and find a way. Uh-oh. Look like we got the Texas governor up here signing off on something. What he signing off on? Let me shut that up. I'm sorry, that was just sounding horrible. Or not the music that we were
Texas border to federal officials, saying the state will not give federal agents. Texas Governor Greg Abbott refusing to give up control of the Texas border to federal officials, saying the state will not give federal agents full access to Shelby Park today. That ignores a deadline set by the Biden administration, which is today. Instead, Abbott is installing more razor wire following a Supreme Court order allowing federal agents to start removing it. Texas now receiving support from 25 Republican governors, all backing Governor Abbott's border actions, blaming the Biden administration for the crisis. Former President Trump wants to take.
That is important to see. That's important to see. But you know what's important to see that we don't see, ladies and gentlemen? You know what's in, let me blow it up for you. Let me blow it up for you. What do we not see that we should see, that should be on her would be just 2 other states, but I understand these are just Republican states. I wonder how many blue states actually get along with this.
Blaming the Biden administration for the crisis. Former President Trump wants to take it one step further. He's now encouraging these states to deploy their National Guard troops to Texas to prevent illegal crossings. Trump's vowing that if he becomes president again, he's going to work with Abbott to seal the border. Writing, quote, Biden says let in those should not get comfortable because they will be going home. I want to bring in Texas Congressman Lieutenant Colonel Keith Self. Congressman, good morning. Governor Kristi Noem already saying, yes, I would send National Guard troops. Is that something that you think that Texas is open to? And is that a move that needs to be made now?
Well, that will be up to Governor Abbott. But I think the border has now reached the boiling point that you now see governors getting involved. We have a trucker convoy coming down to the border. The American people are going to have to get involved. I'm delighted to see 25 governors support Governor Abbott. And yeah, I think we're going to have to be aware that the president can federalize the National Guard, but it would be much harder if 25 governors sent their National Guard troops to the border to support Texas.
Karine Jean-Pierre was.
Would it be wrong to send the illegal immigrants that got the legalization here? Would it be wrong to send them over? Would it be wrong? Would it be upsetting? Would we be a little off our ruckers to do that? Just saying. I'm just asking a question. Will y'all think it'd be wrong to do that? Because I don't think it'd be wrong. I don't know. Sending illegal immigrants that got, if you're just legal, and hold on, okay, better yet, let me clean it up. If you're single male and you had no kids and you come over here, yes, you got to join the National Guards and help them clean up the border as part of showing your citizenship of why you want to be here.
Has been asked about this, and of course she's defending her boss, President Biden, but her response is always interesting. It still seems to be a gaslighting type of response from her. The border is secure. We're working on the border. Secretary Mayorkas, we're very aware of the issues down there, but their goal is to process migrants, not to stop the flow of migrants across the border.
Cheryl, I was on the border just 3 weeks ago, and that's exactly what the Border Patrol is doing. They have 72 hours to process the illegal immigrants, turn them over to ICE or a nonprofit to move them into the interior of the United States. They are not there to stop the invasion. And that's perfectly clear to anyone that's been on the border, anyone that sees the videos. At one point during the tsunami of probably a month ago, there were no Border Patrol agents actually in the field. They were all in the office processing paperwork during that tsunami.
Let's talk about this trucker convoy. You brought this up just a moment ago. So this is called Take Our Border Back. It kicks off Monday. So you've got multiple starts. You've got trucks leaving from Virginia Beach that are going to go through Texas, Arizona, California. On the website, it describes the event as a peaceful assembly, encouraging all freedom-loving and law-abiding Americans to attend. I saw that you posted on X to raise awareness about that. You obviously just mentioned it a moment ago. I understand that you're going to be speaking once they get to Eagle Pass. I also see that it's going to go through Yuma. It's going to go San Ysidro, California as well. 700,000 vehicles. That's the prediction here. How do you keep that peaceful and on track? That's a lot of trucks.
Well, the people that have organized this are the same people that went from California to D.C. with the truckers. I understand we're going to be joined by Canadian truckers. So these people are committed to a peaceful demonstration that we've had enough. The American people have had enough. We're demanding that the Biden administration do its job, enforce the laws on the books, and secure our border. 8 million people during the Biden administration. That's more than the population of Ohio. This is the time for us to rise up as the American people and demand that our president do his job.
Well, I
That's not gonna happen. That sounds good. That sounds very good. That sounds very intriguing. That sounds like what we need to do. That sounds good. Anybody out there that just want to chill and relax and enjoy themselves and not have problems in the world, not deal with the frustration that happens every day, you need a reality check because this is what it is. I know a lot of people live in their own little fantasy lands and fantasy worlds and evade the problems that are obviously out here that we really, really go through. And I do understand, I do get it that you can do that. And I do understand, I do get it that you can do that. What I don't understand is how can you let this happen, let this ride and say that, hey, one day it'll be all right. Or one day the government's going to take over and you're not going to care. You're not going to give enough incentivized effort to put in to try to fight back for something that you believe in. That's all I be tripping off with me is when we gonna fight for the stuff that we believe in. That's it. That's all I would ask for anybody and everybody to smoke and start standing up for stuff that you believe in. If somebody disagree with you, so what? So what? Let them disagree with you. I'd rather for you to stand up for what you believe in than worry about the little foolish and shenanigans that goes on with the everyday with worry about why your best friend can't find a date or stuff like that. No. Make sure that you making sure these illegal immigrants are not coming into your city and into your towns and taking your jobs. Because there is nothing called job security nowadays like it used to be back in the old days. Job security is not around. Robots are taking your jobs. So with robots taking the expensive job, the manager job, the supervisor jobs, and then you got the asylum seekers coming here taking the when they say when the news people like say they like to take the small job, the flipping the burger jobs, man, people is not gonna let illegal immigrants take them jobs. Like motherfuckers are gonna get mad. That's how people are gonna get beat up and fought. You can't understand what? Your customers are gonna get mad that they can't go in there and speak and understand each other. So I guess that's why they put in the computer chaos, because the language barrier is so different. And that was causing confusion. That was causing fights. So you had to find a way to stop that. So yet again, we're going to put electric chaos. And then you got managers that won't look over there towards the customer when the customer is confused and don't know how to work it and stuff like that. You send the most person on the lowest totem pole over there to discuss and deal with that problem. Your main thing is to make sure that the flow of food get out and the company is making money. Okay. One day is enough is going to be enough because y'all going to be tired of sin or tired of going through the bull. I believe one day y'all gonna be tired of going through the bullying and the bullshit. Tired of the bull. All right, let's see what PD Pablo. Let's listen in and hear what PD Nam is talking about on me. And that's another thing. What I said, I just wanted to listen in on that conversation real quick. But ain't that what I damn near just said? It's that factual point of standing up for what you believe in. Find somebody that stands up for what you believe in and stand on it, march on it. Take it to the house. Make sure that your voice is heard, especially in the 2024. Crime in the city of the subway. That says Prime. That's not live though. But yeah, man, that's what I would rather see you stand up for what you believe in, even though we disagree. I feel more enthused, more chilling, more understanding if you stand for what you believe in. And if you think not, then let me know. Let me know. Because I'll be like, bros. Now, this is what be amazing me about Trump. This is what amazes me about Trump. And y'all probably didn't hear none of that, what that dude was talking about. Sorry.
2024. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it a great badge of honor. Because it's so true. It's so true. These people, what they do, it's really backfired on them, I guess. Because I'm being indicted for you, and never forget, our enemies want to take away my freedom, because I will never let them take away your freedom. I will never let that happen. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you. I just happen to be standing in the way. I am in the way. I always will be. We're delighted to be joined tonight by Hillsborough County Attorney John Coughlin, Belknap County Sheriff Bill Wright, RNC National Committeeman Bill O'Brien, Congressman, he's a very low-key individual, Congressman Matt Gaetz. Hello, Congressman. Where's Matt Gaetz? Hello, Matt. I didn't know you were going to be here, Matt. Wow. Hi, Matt. And a man who is the greatest mayor in the history of New York City, and with great courage, Rudy Giuliani. He's a popular guy. I'll tell you, he was the greatest mayor, not even close. From the very first day that we take back the White House from crooked Joe Biden and his band of radical left lunatics, I believe we are going to have 4 of the greatest years in the history of our country. We had the greatest economy in history. Think of all the things we did. Rebuilt the military, biggest tax cuts ever, biggest regulation cuts ever. The next Trump economic boom will begin on November 5th, 2024. That's what's going to happen. And we're going to bring America together through unprecedented success. You know, when we were just prior to COVID coming in, and we did a great job, we got credit for economy, we got credit for military, we got credit for foreign policy, never got the credit that we deserve. We had this horrible scourge coming into our country, all over the world, people dying, all over the world. We never got the credit. We did a great job with the ventilators and all of the things we did, but we never got it, and it's just incredible. But 4 incredible years under my leadership, we built the single greatest economy, think of it, in the history of the world. Our country has never been so successful, especially in that period, that long period of time before the China virus came to our shores, with record low unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, veterans, young people, old people, people with diplomas, people without diplomas, people that went to MIT, like my uncle, who was there for 40 years as a professor, the longest serving professor. Rudy, did you know that? My uncle was at MIT, Dr. John Trump, for 40 years. He's the longest serving professor in the history of him. He had 3 degrees. One wasn't good enough for him, but he was great. He was great. My father's brother. Think of it, we had gas prices at $1.87 a gallon, and there was no inflation. We had no inflation. Energy caused inflation. Energy caused inflation. Together, we ended the NAFTA disaster, the worst trade deal ever made, and we replaced it with the brand new USMCA, the best trade deal ever made. And, you know, they're trying to renegotiate that now. Canada and Mexico, they want to renegotiate because it's a lousy deal for them. I could have told them that. I did that one myself. I took on communist China like no administration in history, bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars, pouring right into our treasury, when no other president in all of these years had ever gotten 10 cents, not 10 cents came into our country from China. And I took out of those hundreds of billions, I took $28 billion out. I gave it to the farmers and to New England lobstermen who are under siege by Biden. Lobstermen and fishermen. Do we have any lobstermen and fishermen here? Lobstermen and fishermen. Yeah, that's interesting. And I will fight for the fishermen like never before with 4 more years as president.
I just want to hear how he calls out a group of people, fishermen's, auto industry, you know, making them feel like, hey, I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for you. I like that. You know, if Joe Biden and Kamala could do that, they would have some winning things, and not just make believe, oh, the economy is better, but we only gave jobs to government jobs only. Okay. Hey, dog, that speech is wonderful, beautiful, 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 y'all. Like I said, I'm sorry y'all couldn't hear it for real. When I was playing that one speech, I forgot it has to be up and running. It has to be up. Mass shooting in Brooklyn, bro. I guess we need to cover this.
Investigated as a terrorist attack. And as bad as it was today, and it was bad, it could have been even worse. Police saying the gunman's gun jammed, preventing him from shooting even more people. Panicked commuters filled with fear escaping from a smoke-filled subway car on the N train at the 36th Street station in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. The NYPD saying the suspect popped 2 smoke canisters to confuse riders during the height of the morning rush before firing his gun 33 times.
Donned what appeared to be a gas mask. He then took a canister out of his bag and opened it. The train at that time began to fill with smoke. He then opened fire, striking multiple people on the subway and in the platform.
Police say the suspect's gun jammed, preventing him from firing more shots. Authorities are looking for 62-year-old Frank James. He is about 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and 250 pounds. Police are calling him a person of interest. In all of the chaos, the suspect was mistaken by many for an MTA worker.
Wearing an orange-green nylon-type construction vest. He also had on a gray hoodie, a surgical mask, and a neon green construction helmet.
Police say James rented this U-Haul van in Philadelphia yesterday. He parked it here on Kings Highway in Gravesend, Brooklyn about 5 a.m. and then walked a few blocks to get on the N train. After the shooting, the keys to that van, James' credit card, his jacket, and the gun used in the shooting were all found at the scene.
As detectives processed the crime scene, they recovered a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, extended magazines, and a hatchet. Also found is a liquid we believe to be gasoline and a bag containing consumer-grade fireworks and a hobby fuse.
Mayor Adams appearing virtually since he remains under quarantine with COVID.
You have my word as a former police officer, a fellow New Yorker, and your mayor, that we will end this epidemic, and that will capture the individual responsible for today's attack. We will capture him and prosecute him to the full extent of the law.
And by the way, the person of interest, Frank James, he has both an address and a driver's license in the state of Wisconsin. He also has an address in Philadelphia. Police also saying that he has posted videos to YouTube ranting and criticizing against Mayor Adams' policies, as well as other issues, including homelessness.
In May of the following year, another subway death.
So he just mad and upset at what's going on with everyday living. He just an upset citizen.
Ignites debates about public safety, inequality, and accountability.
At this hour, the DA's office is conducting what it's calling a rigorous investigation.
I seen that date. I seen that date, child. We can't go into this. I seen that date. That date. Hey, we this last year. This ain't gonna help us get through this year with nothing. That's how I look at it, and I'm totally on that. If it's not gonna help us get through this year, I see if it was last year. And we were still on last year. Needed help getting through last year, but no. It's shine. Oh my God, this is beautiful. But this is what you're gonna be afraid.
If your employees are traveling, you have to try Navan. Navan is a travel and expense tool that works for you and your team, not the other way around.
And use Narcan canisters litter the street. It's the middle of the day in downtown Portland, Oregon.
You want to hold them out for a second?
We're on a ride along with Portland Police Bike Squad.
All right, don't worry about that other thing, all right? You're just going to take it today.
Block after block. Foil, syringes, and used Narcan canisters litter the streets. The sight of open fentanyl use is inescapable.
Lawmakers in the state of Oregon are facing backlash as fentanyl overdoses reach record levels. Now, let me be clear, they're reaching record levels across the country, but some states are dealing with higher numbers of overdoses. So Democrats are now planning to reclassify some drug possession as low-level misdemeanors after passing a bill essentially decriminalizing personal possession of drugs in 2020. Now, I personally think that decriminalizing as opposed to legalizing and regulating is a terrible idea, and I think this is a perfect example. I'll explain what I mean in just a moment, but before I do, let's get to the details of this story. First, what did the original law do? The law that they're trying to roll back now. Well, back in 2020, Oregonians actually passed a ballot measure. It was ballot measure 110, making Oregon the first state to decriminalize the possession of small amounts of drugs. So instead of jail time, users were given, citations that amounted to about $100, and they were usually ignored. The second part of the measure basically aimed at increasing funding for rehabilitative centers, treatment centers, using money from cannabis taxes. But since its passage, Oregon has struggled to fully implement.
Yet again, right there. That's where you have a problem. For one, y'all legalize drugs for people that have small amount. You're not gonna lock them up. You're gonna hit them with a fine so that money can go into other institutions. Okay. Not only do you do that, but for people that are smoking weed, smoking just good old marijuana, their taxpayer money, it ain't going into nothing to help the community. It's going to reconvert back into the drug users. That don't make no sense to me, bro. If I was up there in Oregon, I'd be like, bro, schools, streets, because Oregon is one of the most beautifulest states out there. I have been to Oregon. I have seen a back roads. I have seen the greenery around there. The fresh air of all the trees and the rain is beautiful. But the drug infestation there, which I didn't see that part, thank God, is crazy. So you be like, no, bros. Let's lock those ones that's doing drugs up, get them off the streets, quit showing them to little kids and stuff so little kids think that stuff is cool. Or they be like, okay, I'm broke, I'm 16, my parents kicked me out, I'm going to start selling drugs because I still see drugs is everywhere. And you're giving drug dealers the incentive to keep selling drugs. It's okay. Nobody's going to stop me. We're not talking about weed. I'm talking about drugs, fentanyl, heroin, cocaine. Look, some of y'all like, man, hold on, man. I'm just keeping it real.
Implement that critical aspect of the law. I'd like to know more about why that is, but it appears that that cannabis tax did not end up with the treatment centers that people struggling with addiction absolutely need. Now, Dr. Andrew Mendenhall, who's the CEO and president of a Portland-based nonprofit, says the following. The most recent studies are telling us that Oregon has about 50% of the treatment access or treatment capacity that it needs to meet the population health needs of Oregonians more broadly. And that's a problem. Especially with the fentanyl crisis becoming worse every year. The Oregon Health Authority now estimates that 5 Oregonians die every week from opioid-related overdoses. And just to give you a peek into just how bad the numbers have gotten, if you look at the numbers from 2019, Oregon had 280 unintentional opioid overdose deaths total. That 280 number exploded to 956 in 2022. So
I had to bring up off the camera because that got too damn serious, dog. That's nasty as hell. Nasty as hell. We don't need that. We don't need that. Y'all don't want that. Let's put that away. Let's stop that. That don't look good. That don't look good at all. 200 and over these. Now we at 900. Come on, bro. That's a lot of missing family members and a lot of funerals and a lot of sad people. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I'm glad I'm not up there because I don't wanna cry with them, and I don't wanna lie to them. Yeah, bros. This year, bro, you see somebody doing drugs expeditiously and they need to stop, I think you should turn them in. And yeah, I think you should turn them in for help. Not turn them in to like, hey man, I locked my friend up because man, that nigga Capiche said you should lock him up. No, I think you should turn them in so they can get help. I understand they're gonna turn away from the help, but one day they're gonna see like, man, that one guy that kept facing me into trying to get help kept trying to do it. So I'm saying you should do it. I seen one person with my own eyes that definitely needed help, should have got help, and didn't nobody want to help them. They want to just put clothes on them and feed them and stuff like that, and they thought that was helping them. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's helping them. I think it was helping them is actually sending him somewhere to get help, to get the drugs.
If you watch YouTube videos for at least
out his system, my bad. Get the drugs fully out the system. My opinion. I know there's people looking at me like, bro, you need to stop smoking weed. Get that weed fully out your system. I know a person that can give me, what'd he say? Working $40 an hour. Working $40 an hour. I just got to stop smoking weed. I'm like, fuck. And it's hard labor. It's hard labor. I'm like, bro, I'm really going to need the weed just so I can relax and go to sleep. I don't drink. I can feel my cup. The Texas border showdown is about to go down. And these runner up, hoping that y'all wanna see who gonna win and be. This is what you want. All these people coming through and they have a house or two. This is what you want. I got a friend that don't like some of the things that I got to say. This is what he wants. Hey. It's funny that I'm not going to lie to my friends. I'm not going to lie to those who are watching. There are people that's been around me for a while that I didn't think that watch my show or pay attention to anything that I had to say for the main reason is that I say things that they disagree upon. But when you got evidence, I be like, man, you disagree with what I say, but when the evidence is all over the place, when you see the majority of the things that I talk about, when you see it, you see it. You see Texas border showdown. It's going down. Ladies and gentlemen, get your hot dog, popcorns, and cotton candy. It's live at the theater. Texas border showdown. Yeah. Bro, this ain't Texas. I know y'all like, man, this ain't Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I had to give you the voice like it was going down. Let's see what's going down.
Well, at least half of America's governors now backing Texas Governor Greg Abbott in his battle with the Biden administration over securing the border.
Man. Look at all those nice, kind white folks just want to help us black folks out here in America and keep all those people that don't belong here away. It's mighty beautiful that some people will help us niggas out. It's mighty fine.
They are all Republican. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is among them. She is at the border today in Eagle Pass, and she calls it a war zone. Governor, great of you to join us. We appreciate it. You say that you are proud of what Texas is doing. Tell us why.
I am. I'm incredibly proud of Texas and the actions that they're taking. They're protecting their state sovereignty. Listen, this is Texas land. Shelby Park belongs to the state of Texas. It's a part of the United States of America, and the president is refusing to defend it from an invasion. So today was the deadline that President Biden gave Texas to
What do they call that when your own president don't want to take care of his own country? What is that? What? That's what we should be hitting Biden with. What is going on, bro? Why is y'all not trying to help take care of this country? Why is y'all letting Iba Shabalaba, Amalamalika, Esteban, everybody over here? Sorry for those names. It's crazy that you would allow people to do what they do because they do what they do.
They were going to start cutting down some of the razor wire. There has been none of that happening here today, but I, as the governor of South Dakota, see the effects of Joe Biden ignoring federal law and allowing this invasion every single day in my home state. The funneling of the human trafficking and the drugs comes across this border, comes into my state through my tribal reservations. It devastates my people. That's why I'm proud to stand with Governor Abbott and his people here that are working to keep America safe.
Do you worry, Governor, that Texas might be seen as defying the Supreme Court, defying the federal government, especially when Republicans mainly support the makeup of this Supreme Court?
You know, it's interesting, the decision that came out of the Supreme Court. They talked about the fact that Biden could take down concertina wire, razor wire. Texas will put it back up. I think there'll be other legal challenges, but I'm proud of the fact that this state and 25 other governors are standing and declaring and protecting our state sovereignty. Texas and those 13 original colonies would have never signed the treaty that formed the first Constitution of the United States if they didn't think that their right to protect themselves and defend their own people was protected. So what Joe Biden is doing is threatening our state sovereignty. And if he does federalize the National Guard, the Texas National Guard, that'll be unprecedented. That is actually activating federal guard and telling them to stand down and not protect the United States. I don't think we've ever had soldiers activated and told that they were being activated so that they would not protect and defend the United States of America. So we're in unprecedented times, and I'm incredibly proud of the men and women that are here on this border today, making sure that they're trying to slow down this invasion.
Yeah, I want to put these full screens up. These are Fox News voter analysis from Iowa and New Hampshire. I know you can't see them. It simply says that immigration is the #1 issue in both of those, Governor. And now, of course, you have the Biden administration saying that it's Republicans who don't want the border secure because they want to run on this. Do you believe that Congress can fix this mess down there?
We need leadership. You know, leadership has consequences. So Congress could, but if you have a president that ignores federal law, no law that Congress passes will be effective then.
This is what they want. They tell us all the time that black people always blind. They is coming over. Suitcase, cell phone, $3,000 gift. But every time I watch these videos, and I'm gonna keep playing these videos, I'm gonna keep showing y'all these videos, I'm gonna keep doing, 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 because this is a problem. Everybody's covering it because it's a problem. You're not gonna cover something if it's not a problem. I'm gonna keep covering it. Especially if they're giving them $3,000. I'm just saying, you got black people that's gonna cry about reparations. You might as well give. If you're gonna get everybody that get food stamps, get government assistance, give them some money, $500, $300. Hell, you giving them, it's more of them coming over here damn near than half the population that is here. Damn near half the population. They done made up a good about 4 or 5% of illegal immigrants. They done made a whole new population. They done made a whole new population. I'm not finna sit up here and play with nobody. I'm not finna act like this is a joke, or this is a game, or this is any of that other bullshit that they say that's bullshit. I'm just saying, y'all. Y'all know half that shit that we see is bullshit. Y'all know it's bullshit. That's why people don't vote. That's why people don't like the government. That's why people be like, you know what? I don't see. People be asking me, I don't see why you cover and talk about the government. You know it's a bunch of bullshit. It affects us. If somebody shitted every day in front of your house, that affects you. You're going to be mad. You're going to be upset. You're not going to like that. You're going to call that bullshit. Thank you for the likes. Everybody that hit the like button, I highly appreciate it. I do need the likes. They are emailing me every day about asking y'all, can you please hit the like button? I think these industries, Facebook, Rumble, and all of them, I think these industries just like to see us beg. I just want to see them beg for something. And I'm like, man, if people gonna hit the like button, if they like my stuff, they're gonna like it. But if I gotta beg for them to hit the like button and keep a channel, I guess I'm a beg. Can you please hit the like button? I beggeth you. I'm sorry for anything that I said you didn't like, but can you please? I appreciate it. I highly, 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 highly appreciate it. For them making me make y'all hit the like button, they be like, man, if you hit the like button, you get a free gram of weed. I wish that was popping. If that was popping, I bet you I would get a bunch of likes. Hit that like button. I'm going to send you a gram of wax. I'm going to send you a gram of wax or a gram of weed. Hit that like button and tell me that you hit the like button so I can message. Boy, I'll be having like buttons like a motherfucker. It wouldn't be no questions. It wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to try to bribe you. I want to put on a good show, talk about some things that matter, motivate or not. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, how everybody feel, however you feel. That's just how I want to look at it. That's just how I want to look at it. And I appreciate people hanging out. Now, that's more important to me than y'all hitting the like button. To me, that's just my opinion. That's more important. Is how long y'all stay around. And my Rumble group be thugging. My Rumble group be thugging.
You have to have a president in the White House that respects federal law and respects immigration law and wants law and order. What Joe Biden is doing is fundamentally remaking America. If you want to see what America will look like in another year, another 2 years of Joe Biden's administration, look to Europe. Look at what's happened there and the devastation that they're enduring. It will never be the same. And my question is if we don't stand now, if we don't defend our border and protect our country right now, where will we go? If we allow them to remake America, what other country is better? Why not stand here and protect and defend this country right now and fix what is broken? And what's broken right now is Joe Biden.
And finally, Governor, you're in the middle of the screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, we're showing all the razor wire against the Rio Grande. And I'm wondering, yesterday you said that you would bring razor wire to Governor Greg Abbott. Did you bring razor wire down with you?
Not today, but we do have some ready to go if they need it, and I have told him that himself today. So, yes, we have plenty, and we'll bring the trucks down myself if we need to.
Governor, thank you for your time. We know you're busy down there. We appreciate it.
I'm excited. I'm enthused. I think what we got coming towards us is something brave, something bold. I think it's coming. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. I've really been thinking about pledge of allegiance to the flag in the beginning of the show. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, so which is stand one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. I'm really thinking about start doing that in the beginning of all my damn shows, bro. I'm thinking about doing that. I think we need to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? I think that just made me feel a lot better and just boosted my chest up just saying that. On me, I'm not playing. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to do my little intro, burn live, y'all marijuanically keeping y'all connected, hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers I read, keeping underage smoking on social media, killing myself for your entertainment, sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabisation. Hey, I'm gonna say that, and then after that, I think I'm gonna turn to the flag. I think I'm gonna turn to the flag, dog. I think I'm gonna just pledge allegiance to the flag, bro. And then we're gonna get on with the show. We're gonna get on with the show. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know. That made me feel good just even thinking about that, y'all. Oh, press secretary. Who the fuck?
If you owe money to the IRS,
I ain't never seen this press secretary person of the White House. Y'all can't tell me this man don't look like he belong in a Marvel movie. Huh?
read on the market, both on the demand for global LNG as well as the projections around long-term supply. Let me be clear. The U.S. is already the #1 exporter of LNG, and we have been and remain unwavering in our commitment to support our allies and partners around the world. But we have to absorb, at this moment, we have to absorb very clearly all that is in front of us. From day one, President Biden has listened to the science, he's looked out for frontline communities, and he's followed the facts. That's absolutely critical. And that's really been the story of the president's leadership on climate from day one. Whether it was signing us back into the Paris Climate Agreement, reversing countless rollbacks that threatened public health and our energy security, passing the biggest climate investment in the history, not just of the US, but of the world, and rallying everybody around the whole world to raise our climate ambition. In Glasgow, just a few years ago, that meant bringing people together around the global methane pledge, which now over 100 countries have joined. And just weeks ago, at the United Nations Climate Conference, that meant bringing the world together on the need to transition away from fossil.
I just want to say, if he can stand up there and talk, why can't Vivek Ramaswamy get up there and talk? Why y'all can't look at him as the president? I know y'all looking at. I don't even know who he is. Capiche? Quit playing with me. We don't know who he is. Don't come to us like that. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to make that comparison and little joke.
Fuels. So today, from President Joe Biden and DOE Secretary Granholm, we hear more steps in the right direction as we work to tackle the climate crisis and to protect future generations.
Thank you, Karine. Thank you, Lily, for being here. So why is this pause coming now and not on day one? It's almost 3 years into the president's term, and since he took office, the administration has approved thousands of oil and gas projects. So why didn't you take this pause on day one to do all the critical analysis you just talked about?
So, great question. The Department of Energy, this analysis that the agency is undertaking, it's not unprecedented, it's routine. And the analytical basis for these decisions, the economic analysis, the environmental analysis, is at this point, in most cases, about 5 years old. We've also seen the market change dramatically over this period of time. If you look just at the United States, which has now become the #1 exporter, we've seen massive build out here of LNG, as well as approvals that would double, just if you look at what's under construction, double the export capacity, just if the projects that are under construction when they come to fruition. So that dynamic has changed. The second thing that we've seen change is our evolving understanding of the environmental implications of this. Look, over the last 10 years, for example, we've started to really understand the potency and threat that methane presents to the environment. Methane is this super polluting greenhouse gas, 80 times more potent than CO2. And In some instances, some scientists believe that it represents about half a degree of the warming we're seeing here. And so one of the things that we need to do is take in and integrate some of that additional learning around life cycle greenhouse gas analysis. It's really important that the department does this routine work, and I think this will inform how we approach this program going forward.
Thanks, Ali. I know the administration has said this review is expected to take several months.
Couple things for you at the top, or actually one big thing at the top. This week we saw more evidence that our economy is strong and inflation is falling under President Biden. Inflation has now fallen back.
I promise you, bros. I promise you, bros. I promise you, bros. She say that every time she hit the stadium. That's like her first thing she has to say when she hit the stadium. She gotta say that. Oh, inflation is going down, job rate is going up, niggas is going back to work. No, they not. Niggas is making check stubs, trying to find a way not to pay you motherfuckers.
To pre-pandemic levels, and the economy grew 3.1% last year, stronger than during the Trump administration. At the same time, wages and household wealth are higher than before the pandemic. In 2023, we also saw prices fall for key household purchases like gas and milk, eggs, toys, appliances, and airfares. While experts predicted a recession, we heard that over and over again last year, President Biden helped grow the economy from the middle out and bottom up. And Americans are feeling the results. 2.7 million jobs were created last year, and consumer sentiment surged 29% in the last 2 months. The biggest jump in more than 30 years. We know our work is not done. President Biden will never stop fighting to lower costs and give hardworking American families more breathing room. This stands in stark contrast with House Republicans, who don't have a plan to lower costs and whose MAGAnomics fails the middle class with tax giveaways for wealthy and big corporations, cuts to Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, and higher costs from prescription drugs to utility bills. Now, tomorrow, as you all know, have been tracking, tomorrow's International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a time we mourn one of the darkest chapters in human history, when 6 million Jews.
Boy, they really be editing the shit out these videos. Y'all see how it be jumping like that? I just, I thought I was tripping at first, but no, I am not tripping. They really be cutting these videos and editing these videos like that, and that shit is weird as hell to me, bros. Like, you're weird. You weird. You weird. Hey, is everybody going to court today? Hunter Biden hearing is live. Is this live? I'm not.
At odds with the text of the Constitution, the history of the Constitution, but he asserted a right to assassinate other citizens unless first he's impeached or convicted, which means all you got to do is kill your political opponents and then kill enough of your political opponents in the House and Senate to keep yourself from being impeached or convicted. My friends, please don't look at your phones and papers right now. This goes to the heart of the republic. Take a position on it. Even if you're going to support it, take a position on it. Don't stick your heads in the sand. Donald Trump is doing this to our country. He's asserting the right of the president to murder people and not be prosecuted for it. Well, so why are we here? Well, Donald Trump insisted to numerous Republicans and in public and on Twitter and on Truth Social that Joe Biden be impeached. Why? Well, because Donald Trump was impeached twice, the last time for inciting a violent insurrection against his own vice president, against the Congress of the United States to overthrow an election. And if you don't believe that, you've got to tell me that if Mike Pence had buckled under to weeks and months of pressure, that Donald Trump would have said, oh no, I was just kidding. I'm not actually going to seize the presidency. Come on, if you believe that, you're too innocent to be let out of the house by yourself. So anyway, Donald Trump says, I don't want to be the only one running for president who's been impeached. Impeach Joe Biden. Figure out something. We were here for a year. You guys did not lay a glove on Joe Biden. You don't have a single credible piece of evidence, not one iota, showing any crime by Joe Biden. As Mr. Lynch says, even your own witnesses came up and said they didn't see it at the one hearing that you had on impeachment. So why are we here? Well, we can't go after Joe Biden. He's clean. Let's go after Hunter Biden. Let's go get him. And that's why I'm so suspicious of where we are today, Mr. Chairman, because I heard you numerous times say, come before the committee, come and testify before the world, come and tell everybody what happened. And he took you up on it. And he said, yes. And I said, finally, we'll get to hear from Hunter Biden. We'll get to hear answers to all those questions Mr. Fallon posed. But then you wouldn't take yes for an answer. You said, no, we want to go to a back room and do it there. And then we will leak out, appropriate details, which of course we have seen has allowed for radical distortions of people's testimony before this committee. You have not released the vast majority of transcribed interviews that have been in the back room so we can leak out. That's not right. That's why we have questions about it. But I'm with Ms. Mace. Let's bring them all in. Let's bring in all the Republicans who still haven't testified about what they know about what happened on January 6th, and let's bring Hunter Biden in. Let's do that all together. I'd be for that. And thank you for yielding, Mr. Tlaib, and I yield back.
Chair recognizes Mr. Langworthy for 5 minutes.
Well, we've certainly had enough distractions here today, and in the political stunt that we saw here at the beginning of this hearing, Hunter Biden strutting in here like a real tough guy while he refused to sit for a deposition that he'd been lawfully subpoenaed to do. It must be embarrassing to have to defend all of this, and we certainly have Trump derangement syndrome on display in a big way in this chamber today. Over the last year, the Oversight Committee has uncovered a plethora of evidence that is directly pointing at the corruption from Joe Biden and his family. This level of corruption is what you'd expect to see in a third world country, not the United States of America. If the volume of evidence was uncovered on any other influential family in the United States, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle would no doubt initiate thorough investigations. Now, just imagine if Hunter was a Republican. The president's son does not deserve special treatment, period. Holding Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress is the responsible reaction to his...
I don't know. I am starting to be under the influence, y'all. They're going after Hunter Biden now and stuff like that does look stupid. It's starting to look very, very stupid. I'm going to sit here and admit it. Because y'all need a fucking smoking gun. Go get the smoking gun or shut the fuck up. If you don't have a smoking gun, then we need not to be hearing about it, seeing about it, breathing about it. And anybody disagree, I'm sorry. That's just me. That's just how I'm looking at it. I'm just tired of hearing about it. And like they saying, y'all be dancing around so-called allegations or information or and receipts and stuff like that. You claim you got receipts, but nothing's happened. Fuck
President
that.
Biden and his administration in the White House.
See, hold on, y'all. This is what I've been waiting for, more information. I still haven't heard nothing about it. This is what I've been waiting on. Yeah, see that White House calls action on AI after alarming Taylor Swift. I need to go back. Okay. I want to see
The press
what that's
secretary
about.
in that briefing point.
Nope. Cause okay, what she's talking about her in that briefing, that's how I heard about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I heard about something. I'm like, AI. And they kept asking and asking and asking about it. They kept asking about it. And I was like, and I told y'all, if I heard any more stories about it, I can't wait to cover it. I told y'all. So now let's hear about it. I'm doing my job.
Reaching all the way to the White House, which says it is, quote, alarmed by the use of AI deep fake technology. Meanwhile, Microsoft's CEO is defending to NBC News his company's ability to keep people like Swift and all users safe from the power of AI. Here's what he told NBC's Lister Holt.
What does that tell you about this technology and whether we could ever get the toothpaste back in the tube?
I would say two things. One is, again, I go back to, I think, what's our responsibility, which is all of the guardrails that we need to place around the technology so that there's more safe content that's being produced, and there's a lot to be done there and a lot being done there. But it is about global societal I would say convergence on certain norms. And we can do, especially when you have law and law enforcement and tech platforms that can come together. I think we can govern a lot more than we give ourselves credit for.
Well, the questions raised after the so-called deepfake AI-generated images depicting Swift went viral on X and were then taken down from the site only after a mass reporting effort from Swift's fans. NBC's Ali Rafa is posted up near the White House for us with more. The White House today, Ali, has been saying for more than a year how concerned it is about AI. So is something actually going to be done here in Washington? What could be done, and who's going to do it?
Yeah, Tom, those are all great questions, and calls for answers to those questions have certainly grown in the aftermath of this deepfake circulating of Taylor Swift. As you mentioned, we heard about this from the White House today. This is not a new problem for the White House. They have certainly been monitoring this, as you mentioned. And remember, the president himself was a victim of this deepfake technology earlier this week when a fake robocall of him circulated through New Hampshire ahead of the primary there earlier this week. But White House officials are saying that this is certainly a growing problem. It's certainly a more alarming problem, and it's a problem that disproportionately affects women and girls in this country. Listen to what Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre had to say about the regulation of this technology in today's White House press briefing.
While social media companies make their own independent decisions about content management, we believe they have an important role to play in enforcing their own rules to prevent the spread of misinformation and non-consensual intimate imagery of real people. Of course, Congress should take legislative action. That's how you deal with some of these issues, obviously.
The press secretary in that briefing pointing to an executive order that the president issued back in October to help regulate AI. It boosted safety standards for AI technology, and it also compelled private AI companies to report their data and their information for their AI projects to the federal government. That is something that Republican lawmakers and industry lobbyists and advocates are staunchly against. They're saying that this is a massive overreach by President Biden and his administration. That is not stopping the White House, for one, also Taylor Swift's fan base, as you mentioned in the intro there, and also some of these Democratic lawmakers who have introduced legislation to regulate AI from renewing those calls to, at least in some of the cases of these Democratic lawmakers, be able to have deepfake technology become a federal crime for that use. So the White House, as I mentioned, renewing those calls. Whether or not that happens, Tom, in this current makeup of this current Congress is very slim, but this is really bringing a lot of eyes and attention to.
Bro, we got this AI around here taking our voices and stuff, and that was one thing what the movie industry was fighting over, was the AI, because they was like, man, I can copy you one time, have you say a whole list of words, and then I can use you over and over and over, and then you probably never get another job because they got your AI of you circulating through the movie industry. They just selling your AI. And that's what's going to be next. People going to start selling your AI. The best AIs, they're going to be selling them. Oh, you got an AI? Who? Oh, man, let me get the AI, baby. How much? 50 bands? All right, let me get it. And that's what it's going to be like. So y'all be careful. Be careful. Be careful when you, somebody weird, famous that be calling you. I had a friend who's now he's starting to think, he like, man, you remember when them famous people had called me about their music? You think that could have been a fake AI thing? I'm like, you know, at first I was gonna say no, but I had to think about it just as long as y'all. Like, it could have been. You got a point. It could have been. Ain't no telling. They could have been calling you in the beginning stage of it. That's why they did the phone call and they never FaceTimed you. Or did one of them FaceTime them? I'm not sure. But that's just creepy. And then y'all heard the part about Joe Biden AI, somebody was calling during the New Hampshire's primaries. This shit they trying to get at us, y'all. Fuck them.
The debate around the government's regulation and ability to have control over these private businesses, certainly a debate that's going to continue, Tom.
Well, the internet and AI travel at warp speed, and Congress doesn't. Washington doesn't. So it's a tough nut to crack. Thank you very much, Ali. Ali Roth at the White House. Still ahead, more good news, believe it or not, about the economy. The Fed's favorite figure shows inflation is in fact cooling. So could the Fed cut rates sooner rather than later? And more AI news, why the estate of one of America's most influential comedians, George Carlin, is taking aim at a new AI-generated special. That's coming up.
You know all them people that be looking at Terminator and Back to the Futures and all those movies like that, and you see these problems and you see these issues going on, you like, bro, I don't want to be a part of that. I do not want to be a part of that. Hell to the no. If you like hanging out with me during this time, please, I'm just begging you, please hit the like button. I highly appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. You know, take your time and do it. But man, now hold on, y'all, because I'm thinking about it. AI could work out if you know how to plan it right, you know how to do it right. And you know what I'm saying, because you at work, you send the AI to your job to do to clock in for you. What if you had a robot arm and hand or whatever job you do that can do your job, that can clock in like, hey, this is me, he can do my job 10 times as fast as me, he is me, I want him to represent me, just like tag you it. This is my job. I want to secure my job. This is me. And then you show him doing, he up and clean, moving. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's you. Would that be okay? Would that be all right? Would that be something that'll be, I would try it. That's why I brought it up. I would try it. I'm like, you know what? Don't talk to me crazy, because I have my AI come up here and tag and he'll work for me and I'll go home. Now, you know people like working with me because I'm funny and I get along with everybody and I crack jokes and we have a good old time. I do crack jokes, y'all. It's put it like this. I'm gonna be so 100. It's hard to crack jokes right here by myself, sitting here talking to y'all, then actually having a conversation with someone about these same conversations where I can jokingly say something, then seriously say something, and practice that until I get better at it. Because I am not used to it. I just know how to see something that is serious and take it for what it is. But when I'm out here in the public and I have to talk to them, I do have to make light of the situation so they can open up and tell the truth. That's just how I do it. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I can record it. I'm trying to find me a camera guy out here in Nevada so I can go out here and have one-on-one conversations with people and just ask them, because I talk to people every day. I talk to people every day about voting and who you're voting for and why you voting for somebody.
Rates could start to come down maybe earlier in the year than expected. The president riding high on these numbers, saying that this is an important milestone that means more breathing room for working families. NBC's Brian Chung joins us now. He loves to geek out on this like I do. Brian, break down the numbers. What do they mean for average Americans and how they're living their lives every day?
Yeah, well, what's telling us is that the picture on inflation is improving. It's not yet quite mission accomplished, but look, in some measures, it shows that economists are having the inflation numbers right where they want it to be. So again, let's rehash the numbers, the figures from this morning showing that inflation pacing at a 2.6% pace over the course of the December to December period. And this coincides with the economic growth data that we got yesterday that we talked about as well, Tom, showing that Q4 growth. Again, how much did the economy grow in the final 3 months of last year? It exceeded expectations at 3.3%. So in tandem with these two things, the economy is growing and inflation is coming down. That tells you that this is not at all a recessionary environment. That's good for Americans that have been seeing, for the most part, again, it's going to depend on who you're talking to, their jobs remaining in place with wages also increasing. That was part of today's report as well. People are holding their jobs. The economy is growing. Wages are outpacing inflation. The question is, can that hold in 2024? Economists saying they hope so, but there still is a chance of recession. We'll just have to see how the next few months play out, Tom.
And I keep getting the emails that this is a Goldilocks economy, so we'll see how long it lasts. Thank you, Brian. Brian Chung. Let's get you over now to the 5 things our team thinks you should know about tonight. Number 1, the Museum of Natural History will close certain halls that feature Native American artifacts as a result of updated federal regulations. President Biden signed an executive order last month requiring museums to get consent.
What's funny and what people hasn't realized is the Democratic Party has taken down more things about Black history and stuff than a little bit, and then they blamed it on the Republican Party, but then they still got all these white faces and stuff that's up in these cans. But yet again, they want to look at a person like me and say, bro, how can you fight for the team, for the side that do the most racist thing? I be like, bro, them Democrats do the most racist things to Black folks, and y'all be riding with them, y'all be high-fiving them, y'all be backsliding them, y'all be doing the shuffle with them, y'all go to barbecues with them, you know, y'all do everything. And these some of the most crookedest son of a SOs and QRSs and TUBs and WX
My friend
and
used to
Ys and Zs. I'm just keeping it real.
It just doesn't sound like they're going to stop or they're going to take this ruling seriously at all.
Well, listen, we're on the eve of, the Holocaust Remembrance Day, and the reason we have the Genocide Convention is because the world failed to stop the, genocide of 6 million Jews. And so when we have Hamas, who started this on October 7th and is still committed and said they want to repeat October 7th, every day they're committed to the genocide of the Jewish people and of Israel. This is the fundamental problem here. So I do appreciate, as was mentioned, that, a ceasefire wasn't called for here, and that the Biden administration is working, to resolve things here. They're still holding hostages, and that they're working to, get more humanitarian aid in here, but they have a right to defend themselves by people who are committed to their genocide.
Heidi, if I could draw on your experience as well here, and the United States role. So Joe Biden is, as I said earlier, he is a creature of a different time. where the international institutions really that were built by the United States were sustained by the United States, and American presidents, largely respect.
All right, whoever told them that this square cubic thing is cool for y'all show, that shit look horrible. That shit hurt my eyes. It's hurting my eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. I'm not going to hold y'all long. I appreciate it. I might go live a little bit later on tonight if anything breaks off or pops off. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Until the next time I see you. Have a good day. Bye.